In this video, I'll take a ride in the Daytona 500 pace car, the Blazer SS EV, the first electric pace car for the race. Do a full review on the RS version. Watch the race from the Chevrolet suite with President Trump starting the race.
Hey everybody, today I'm headed to the Daytona 500 with Chevy, and they dropped off a car for me. This is the Chevy EV Blazer. This is the RS model. It's all-wheel drive, 85 kilowatt hour battery. It's got about 300 horsepower. They say 0 to 60 in about 6 seconds. We're going to test that out. Now there is an SS version. Man, it's too bad they didn't drop off that one. That one's got over 600 horsepower, hit 0 to 60 in about 3.5 seconds. So maybe next time I will get to test that one out. But we are heading for a little bit of road trip from Davie, Florida to Orlando, Florida. And then from there, we're headed to the Daytona 500. Let's check out the spec real quick. This has adrenaline red interior, which kind of reminds me of what they do in the Corvette with this red and black. A lot of room off in the back seat here. Plenty of leg room. I mean, I definitely have more leg room than a Model Y. Over here, we got our air vents done in this red, black. We got heated seats and a couple of USB ports here. Pulling down here, we got extra cup holders. And I really like the adrenaline red interior. You can see through the back here for some of the storage as well. These seats actually have different levels of folding. So you can put it up like this if you want more space in the back, or hit it again to lean back and be a little more comfortable. Onto the back side, it's got a pretty decent sized trunk, and the seats of course fold down. We got some storage underneath here. If we pop this, we got our charger in there. Not a lot of storage. Some EVs have a lot of storage back here, but I think they also make a gas version of this. So they're probably trying to do both electric and gas in the same platform. I did look under the front here to see if we have any more storage. Hit that twice. No storage up here. We got some mechanical components. Looks like maybe an inverter and so forth. So anyways, all-wheel drive. And we are taking this for the road trip. Range on this is about, we're charged up to 100%. We got 283 miles on the range. And that's at 100%. When we jump in and take a look at some of the interior parts, we just hit our foot on the brake. This thing starts up. We got two big screens, a big kind of main screen for your gauges, and then a huge, I think this is a 17-inch full touch screen on this side. Starting from left to right, we got our window controls, mirror controls, door locks, lights, AC, wipers. This is our cruise control. So this car has what they call Chevrolet Super Cruise. So I'm gonna test that on the highway. I drove it a little bit on the local streets and it didn't work. It said road not available, but I'm pretty sure on the highway it's gonna work. So we'll test out Super Cruise and see how well that does on the drive to Orlando. It's about a 3.5 hour drive. Now, I think we're about 200 miles away, and this system should guide us. So if we go back to navigation here, I'm gonna type in where we're going, to the Conrad Hotel in Orlando. So we'll go ahead and hit search. Let's type it in here, C-O-N-R-A-D, Conrad, Orlando. There it is. And it says 3 hours, 21 minutes, 31% after charging. So it says we need to charge at an Okeechobee station for 18 minutes. So this is kind of nice. I don't know if I've seen another EV outside of Tesla, which does the mapping and the charging for you. So we're just gonna go with the flow and see how this works. Now, I don't think it's quite 280 miles there, but of course with EVs, you don't always get the best, you don't always get the designated range they say. So 283 miles may be in the low 200s, and that would put us there real close to Orlando. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and start on that. So it should load up our maps and get us going. I'm gonna go through some of the other kind of infotainment features. Going over to here, you can get our navigation, and I guess it's got Sirius satellite radio. This has built-in apps. Now there's no CarPlay, so you just use the built-in apps that are built in with the phone. So if you go over here, you got Waze, which is great, Spotify, PlugShare, Weather Channel, and there's also like a Google Play Store where you can download additional apps that are designated for this car. So honestly, you know, if you've got Waze and Google Maps, and look at that, you can get Amazon Music, Spotify, YouTube Music, and so forth. So you really don't need CarPlay built in. And let's see how it goes when we make this drive. Onto the AC controls, you got the kind of dials here that adjust the temperature, which is nice to have these physical controls. Your fan speed's easy to find. It's also got heated and cooled seats, and you can set different temperatures for the left and right. Volume knob is up here, which I find a little bit of a stretch, you know, if you're just kind of cruising up here. But on the back side of the steering wheel right here, our volume buttons as well. And on the back side of this one over here, we have buttons to go to and from the next track. Right here's a little toggle here. I think that's for setting the different regen levels on the car. Over here, we got 2 USB-C ports, 2 cup holders, a slide thing. We got wireless charging up here. You just drop that in and charge. Inside here, there's another USB port with some storage. A lot of stuff here. We got our charging, we got our drive modes. Let's make sure we're in sport, snow, ice, and my mode. We'll definitely stay in sport. And then for audio, you can switch between different sources if you want. Spotify, there's my Bluetooth phone. I believe you go home and swipe over. We can go to Spotify, and then we have to log in via Spotify to get the native experience. So that was easy. You scan the QR code, and now you are logged into Spotify. All right, 0 to 60 test.
30. 60.
6.16 seconds. Now we're gonna test out the Super Cruise. First you have to turn on the cruise control by clicking on this button here. Then the Super Cruise button is the steering wheel button down here. You press that. It says adaptive cruise to 73, and then we get this green light up here. There's a camera down here which is watching, so as soon as you start looking away, it complains pretty quickly. But we're hands-off driving. It doesn't follow the route in the navigation, but it does do lane changes automatically. When it wants to move over, just say looking for a spot, and then it'll actually change the lane. I'm not sure if it works with the turn signals. Let's see if I put my signal on, auto lane change. Yeah, see a little thing there. It moves over a lane. Now, as we're driving here, it has decided to move back and forth between lanes on its own. I'm not sure if there's settings in this to kind of stop that, because sometimes that can get a little annoying with it jockeying between the lanes and so forth. To change the speed, we just up and down right here. So we're set at 85 miles an hour. And on the left here, you can see our speed, and the right is our kilowatts that we're using of power. There's another button right here you can click on, and it changes the display. So now we have our navigation on display on that one. Press again. This is more of a cruise control, showing the distance between the car and the front of us. I'm guessing you could probably modify this to follow closer as well. This one just puts the speed in the middle. Very simple. This one has your navigation on the right and your time of day on the left. I feel like this one is, there it goes. Now it's moving over lanes by itself. I didn't do anything right there. So overall, pretty good. It's hands-free as long as you're looking forward. If I had something in my hand and I was blocking that camera, it complains pretty quickly. There it goes, starts blinking. Hopefully it re-engages. So yeah, this must be a camera down here. If it can't see your face, then it just disengages pretty quickly and you're done. All right, we just stopped at the GM charger, and you swipe your credit card down on here, plug in, 123 kilowatt charging connector A, 35% state of charge, and then a minute, 2.8 kilowatts, and then $1.50 so far. Let's see what the car says. Cables barely makes it all the way over here, and if you backed in, I guess it might reach. Let's see. There we go, 385 miles an hour, 36%. All right, we're all set. We got 19 minutes or 20 minutes, 71%, cost us 20 bucks. What is weird that I guess anyone could walk up and just stop your charge. So, I mean, that's a little odd. All right, so we just walked in. We're just checked in by Secret Service, so I'm pretty sure Trump's gonna be here.
Security was super tight. There were snipers stationed everywhere.
As you can see, we're out here at the raceway with Chevy, and I'm about to get in a pace car, which is the Chevy Blazer SS, 615 horsepower. That's the one that goes 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds, and we are getting ready to go. So they're pulling up right here. This is the Blazer SS.
Yeah, you might want to. Is there coffee in there?
All right, here we go. Around the track in the pace car, Chevy Blazer SS. It's got launch control?
Yes.
Z mode? All right. Oh, is this the open watch mode? All right, here we go.
Yeah. You ready?
Yep, launch it. Ah, there we go. There's 60, coming up on the bank. Oh, she let off.
I have to.
Okay. What's the top speed of
Since
it?
you're recording.
What's the top speed
On what?
on this car? Not sure?
Chevy,
It's faster than 100 though.
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
100%.
All right, here we go.
Let's go. 100. We have no helmets on.
Coming up on the bank. I think it was what, 29 degrees? Oh yeah, this
30,
is nice. 30,
31.
31 degrees. You can feel the G-forces pulling you down a little bit here. What do you think, Cody?
It's fun.
This is wild.
And if there's no car behind me, I'm actually going to slow down up there.
Okay.
Really feel the banking.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, we're cruising
Don't tell them. Don't tell them.
90. We're going 50 miles an hour right now.
All right, you ready?
This is the big bank?
Well, they all are, but I
They
just
all.
want you get the speed back there, and
Okay.
I'll have you feel the banking.
Gotcha. Oh man. Jeez. It feels like we're gonna flip over actually. Look at this. This is nuts. Jeez.
So the Grand Marshal cars,
Uh-huh.
which are, if you ever pay attention, it's the SUVs before the pace car. On
Okay,
The pace laps.
right.
I drive that as well.
Oh, awesome.
So we have to go slow to let everybody get off pit road. Let all
Okay.
the equipment get settled. So we're only going about 20 miles an hour when we pull off pit road.
Right.
And it is extremely slow going up that first bank.
It's actually more comfortable to go faster.
Yes,
Right?
yep,
Yeah,
yep,
exactly.
And so my
Okay.
hands typically are like are over here. And,
Right.
So yeah, it's I always tell people to feel the bank, you gotta go slow.
Gotta go slow. That's
For the
really
G's,
cool.
you go fast.
So that bank down there was the same as that one?
They're different.
They're different, okay.
I know that one's the highest one.
But still didn't feel like that because you're going fast.
Right.
Right.
Correct,
Yeah.
correct.
Well, that was awesome. Thank you so much.
Yes, of course.
And there's our
Did you all
ride.
right?
Yeah. Okay. All right, there you go. That was a riot. All right, so we got to get this one to text next. The Blazer SS. Pace car for today. First electric pace car to pace car for the Daytona 500. First time they got an electric car out here. All right, so behind me here is the concept car, 1,300 horsepower EV Blazer SS. Can't ride in this one because it's just a one-seater. Check out inside. Looks real tight in there.
Next up, we toured the Track House race trailer, which transports the cars above us, also acts as a planning and operations center during the races. There's a full office towards the front with a conference table. It's got a full kitchen and tools for preparing and fixing all the cars during race weekend.
So behind me is where they 3D scan each car before and after the race. Inside there, they optically scan every dimension of the car to make sure it's basically exactly the same as everybody else's. If it's out of spec, they got to go fix it and rerun it. And then the winner of the race has to go back to it to make sure nothing changed during the race.
Next up, we toured Pit Row, learned about all the different things that go on here, then headed over to the Pit Bull concert before the start of the race.
Don't stop the party. I'm running through the world like a running back. Scarface rolls.
Then President Trump did a flyby in Air Force One before landing nearby at the Daytona airport. The Thunderbirds put on a great show as we headed up to the Chevy suite to watch Trump do a few parade laps in the presidential limo they call the Beast.
All right, so before the races started, we just got inside the Chevy suite up here. We're on level 6. Pretty insane out here. Check out the views we got from up here at the top. We can walk down and sit right on the glass. You can see the entire track from up here.
Okay, so there's President Trump arriving in the armored limo called the Beast. It's a $1.5 million Cadillac limousine that weighs 15,000 pounds. It's rumored to be hermetically sealed against chemical attacks, has night vision, smoke screens, and can even deploy oil slicks as defensive measures. All right, so now here's Trump leading the pack, starting the Daytona 500.
So 10 minutes into the race, we got a huge rain delay. They cover up the cars, so they're not starting back up until I think 6 or 7 o'clock. We got more stuff to do with Chevy back at the hotel, so I think that's it for Daytona 500 for right now. All right, so that's a wrap of my time with the Chevy Blazer EV RS all-wheel drive. Special thanks to Chevy for loading this for the weekend and bringing me out to the Daytona 500. Had a blast. Chevy came through at the end with a first place finish with a crazy wreck at the end.
Inside LaJoy, the pushes on both sides, Kutcher goes to the outside, and they crash. Hamlin gets turned into the wall. Gosh, still green. Trying to let the leaders race back. Here they come.
So congrats to Chevy. This car comes in at $59,000. There's a couple of options on here. I'll jump in the car right here and kind of go over it. It starts at about $52,000. This has the Super Cruise package, which comes in at $3,200. Then there's the convenience package. That comes up with the heads-up display, which I don't think you can see, but it's got a lot of data up here with navigation and your region and radio stations and so forth. So that's super cool to have. And it comes with the rear heated seats and then the rear view camera, which is right here. So if you flip this, you get the camera and you can choose either the camera or the regular rear view mirror. Now there is the Chevy Blazer SS that you saw me take a ride for at the Daytona 500. That's coming out, I think they're just starting to deliver them now. That comes in at about $9,000 more, but double the horsepower, 0 to 60, 3.4 seconds. It's got special launch modes and everything. As always, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up, helps the video and channel. We'll see you next video.